Do you want to live in the now or you want to live for the future? It's one way to talk about how we use the brain and listen to our heart. If you look at animals, plants, insects, any of those living beings, they are living in the now. They have less of the brain like we do, but we succeeded to survive because of this added brain to think of how to use the fire or kill the animal. Or sometimes killing each other, it's crazy. But that's the brain's function. So if we live in the now, it's the state of Samadhi. I call it eternal home, to be. It's absolute being because you can only live in the now. But you're not necessary to live in the now because you got the brain, so you can think forward and backward. And we are built with this brain, so we have a choice in a way. If we use our brain, what's going to happen to the weather, potential for the storm, what about the food situation, do we have enough in the fridge, or any of those, or plan to fly from A to B to C, or use the computer, watch the video, and play with AI, or get some suggestion from AI. Thinking forward, backward, lessons learned, and we do that. So we have a choice. But we may not know that we have a choice and we're just being occupied in the brain, or possibly very much into our heart. In that case, we just live in the now. It's like this. We may feel breathing. We may see us thinking too. Or we can be just quiet. What's going on? So if we know we have a choice and if we can navigate our life depending upon the circumstance, you can be at our eternal home of being and possibly into nirvana or blissful sensation. Or after that, let's use the brain. Let's see what's behind the mountain. What if we do this? What happens? What's the future of the AI and the impact, and whether or not we can survive or we may perish. We can use our brain in that direction too. And in the process, we may go back and forth between brain and heart. That's the way I see it. Because if you get stuck in the brain, we can have this Samadhi state of calm, quiet mind. And be in the now. It may take some time to get the hang of how we do it, but many may do it without knowing. Some artists, surfers, sportsmen, painters, managers, they may go up and down. If you get stuck, you go find another avenue, so to speak. And by being in a state of Samadhi, we may access deeper part of who we are and let the nature to take over to come up with the idea. And that's what we've been talking about, Sila Samadhi Panya and the CAPD Chekat Plan Do. We have this ability. So some may say that, why don't you just to be blissful in Samadhi? That's your choice. Probably I can try it, for the sake of this discussion, Or maybe we can do it just right now. Which actually basically I do it in meditation video. So I'm not going to repeat that. But if you, in that state of samadhi, and mind calm and quiet, then you have that awakened, blissful sensation. But like Daisetsu says, what's the point of being there? Just come back and do the work. I agree with that. That's the idea by Bodhisattva. Navigating, using the brain, not to be used. Also, like I mentioned, like case for the myokonin, or recently the case of Josh. He used the brain, but he seemed to spend lots of time being with the heart, almost like animals, like to go into the mountain and find the place to dig up the hole and stay there. Like a hobbit, is that the word? Like animals. And you may feel just peaceful. And I've done similar, but my case was sleeping in the tent or the car in different parts of New Zealand when I used to visit every year for 3-4 months. Not meeting people for a day or two, just catching trout and eating and then sleep in the car. I brought one book of Zen for 3 months to live like that, from one river to the next and so on and so forth. It's like a dream if I reflect back those days, but I have that dream state, if you call that, absolute state of being, here, now. In case of the samadhi in meditation and so forth, to move different layers, if you want to call that, of the mind and body relationship. So what's the point of this video? The point of this video is that we have that possibility, ability to navigate the life and also be in the state where it's like a Garden of Eden. So let me say that the point of this is to talk about the feasibility, possibility, or capability, or ability that we may have to choose. Be the master of our own destiny. When I said that, one thought popped up is, okay, you are fine to be the master of your own destiny, but what about the rest of the people who are hungry and competing or fighting with each other or what have you? That also is our choice. In my case, what I do is to live to find the destiny, the mission of life, and achieve that. That is connected to what I do, to be able to live in my state, as I mentioned, the different layers, depending on the situation, but also by sharing YouTube mainly, to point out not just my own experience, but with others, to exchange ideas and discuss, and learn from each other. What's the state of who we are, how we are living, what can be done, so that this ability we have, as much as we have developed with this brain, can be utilized in the manner with the relationship with AI, for example, and find the future for each as they wish, as well as for the whole human species. Ideally, with other species, with the idea of may all beings be happy. That's the vision. Connected to my mission or destiny that I pursue to move on, but as the master of my own destiny. Maybe I haven't explained enough, but if you have a question, please send me so we can talk about it and talk about how we live and what could be our future and how we address the problems, and also enjoy the time, whatever opportunities we've got, with whatever the abilities we've got, to live well. Thank you.